My name is Peter Geisiker. I'm a fractional CMO. I've been working with B2B SaaS startups since about 2000. So I've handled pretty much every kind of marketing issue those companies have. Yeah, it's always the same thing. Are they focusing on a niche market, or are they trying to be all things to everybody? The key today, especially if you don't have a gigantic ad budget, is focus on a niche market that has the biggest, most painful problem your product or service will solve. First thing is always, are they focused on a niche market? Two, is their messaging clear to the point? Is it explaining the major problem they solve? Are they explaining the value and the benefits they provide? And are they doing it in a simple way? I always like to say, if a 12-year-old can read it and understand it, it's good. If they can't, make it more simple. The great advertising master David Ogilvy, and I believe it's David who said this, nobody ever complained that something was too easy to understand. When somebody goes to your website and they have to read the opening paragraph or two, three, four, 5 times to try to figure out what your company actually does. And in tech, I see this so often where you just read their homepage, read their services page, and like, what do you do? Within the first 90 days to update the messaging focused on a niche market, a strong value proposition, if possible, to try to get proof of, instead of saying, well, we make the greatest X at solving Y, well, how about we solve it 27% faster, 58% cheaper, get some proof, get testimonials from clients, just really update the sales messaging so people really understand what you sell, the problem you solve, and how it will make their lives easier. So I always like to start with the website on that. Then using that core messaging, I like to update the messaging in all of the online ads. You want your messaging to be consistent. You don't want Facebook to say one thing, Google Ads to say something completely different, your website to say something different. You need really consistent messaging. Yep, everyone subscribes to the same radio station, WIIFM. What's in it for me? They don't care about you. They don't really care about your business. They don't care about your founders. They care about, I've got a problem that I want to have solved. Do you solve it? And this can be really difficult to do in tech, but somehow, and you can get this with case studies, interviewing clients. What is your return on investment? People who sign the check to your company want to know, are we going to save more money? Are we going to make more money? How is our business going to be improved financially compared to the cost of what we are purchasing? My specialty is B2B. And such a big thing is, okay, if we spend 50 grand on your software solution, how long is it going to take for us to recoup that and for this investment to start to become profitable? One, they greatly overestimate what their what their core marketplace thinks about their company, about their product or service. A lot of assumptions because, well, we've done a little advertising on LinkedIn or we've gone to one trade show. automatically the world knows who you are and you're on the top of their radar. The truth is, if we interview your target market, probably a solid 95% or more have never heard of you. They don't know what you do. They don't know what you sell. So many companies do the mistake of, well, we need to create our marketing. Let's go copy what our top competitors are saying. You don't distinguish yourself as being different or special. You're just another carbon copy doing exactly the same thing. I mean, you really need to show why you are unique. You're special. Apple Computer does a wonderful job of this. I mean, you aren't going to mistake Apple with Microsoft or IBM or Google. They do a tremendous job of showing we are different. We're not the same as everybody else yet. So much for me in the tech industry, everybody just so blatantly copies each other. And if you look at their ads, their websites, all you have to do is change the company logo, and they're exactly the same. You absolutely must set measurable goals. A measurable goal isn't saying, we want to get as many leads as we can. Well, for some companies, as many leads as they can might be 2 a day. For another company, it might be 200 a day. Set measurable goals, and within those goals, time frames to achieve them. Say, well, we want to increase the amount of leads coming in from our current spend by 12% in 90 days. Things like that are workable. A goal, well, we want to have a better website. Well, that's not a measurable goal. Saying we want the website to increase in search engine rankings for these specific keywords, that's a measurable goal. Saying we want to increase traffic by 10% over the next 90 days or 25% over the next 6 months. Everything should be measurable. And to take that a step further, measurable to how does it impact sales? Because you might have a Facebook post or something that goes viral or whatever, but that's great for ego. Did it impact the sales of the company? One, they don't have any money. We all know the cliche, it takes money to make money. If your business can barely afford a part-time fractional CMO, how are you going to afford a marketing team? How are you going to afford to advertise and outmarket your competitors? Second thing is having a CEO who wants to be the chief marketing officer. And when you have your initial talks with them, you might say, well, some strategies I would consider are, well, no, that's really not a direction I want to go, or we tried that once, it does not work. If you're bringing on a fractional CMO, you're hiring somebody who is an expert, somebody who should know a lot more about marketing in your industry than you do. You're hiring them to lead marketing, let them do their job. And as we mentioned previously, set measurable goals. The best way to get in touch with me is they can either go to my website at geisiker.com, GEISHEKER.com, or call me at 920-318-0654.